The fluorescent lights hummed overhead as Sarah counted quarters for the third time, her infant daughter Lily sleeping peacefully against her chest. At 28, Sarah had learned that pride was a luxury she couldn't afford. The baby formula. In her basket represented her last $27.80, carefully saved from returning bottles and searching couch cushions dot behind her in line. She could feel other customers growing impatient. The quarters made small metallic sounds as she stacked them on the counter, each coin representing a small sacrifice. Skip lunch today. Walk instead of taking the bus. Return those library books on time to avoid the fine dot. The checkout clerk, a kind woman named Martha, who had worked at Peterson's grocery for 15 years, waited patiently. She had seen this scene before and understood the quiet dignity it required. Sarah, hands trembled slightly as she counted. $25, $26.50, $27.30. She was 50 cents short. Her heart sank. She looked down at Lily, whose tiny face was peaceful in sleep, completely unaware of their struggles. Sarah had been surviving on crackers and whatever free samples she could find, ensuring her breast milk remained nutritious for her daughter. But it wasn't enough anymore. The formula was necessary. "I'm sorry," she whispered to Martha. "Could you maybe remove one of the smaller cans? I seem to be a little short." Martha's eyes were filled with understanding. "Of course, dear. Let me just adjust this for you." That's when a calm voice spoke from behind her. "Excuse me, miss." Sarah turned to see a distinguished man in his mid-30s, impeccably dressed in a dark business suit. His appearance suggested success, but his eyes held genuine warmth. Something about his presence was both commanding and gentle. "I couldn't help but notice," he said softly, stepping closer to the counter. His voice carried no judgment, only kindness. "Please allow me to help." Before Sarah could protest, he placed his hand gently near the card reader and looked at Martha. "Put everything on my card, please, and add a few more cans of that formula. A growing baby can always use extra." Sarah's eyes filled with tears. "Sir, I can't possibly accept that. I don't even know you." The man smiled, and for a moment his professional demeanor softened completely. "My name is Michael, and you don't need to know me for me to recognize a good mother doing her best." He paused, glancing at the sleeping baby. "I lost my own mother. When I was very young, she used to tell me that kindness is just love wearing work clothes. Today, I'm just wearing mine." As Martha processed his card, Michael continued quietly. "I've been blessed with more than I need. It would be my honor to share that blessing with you and your daughter." Sarah felt overwhelmed by the generosity of this stranger. "I don't know how to thank you. I'm Sarah, and this is Lily." "Beautiful name for a beautiful baby," Michael said, his voice taking on a softer tone. "And Sarah, you don't need to thank me. Watching you count those quarters with such determination and love for your daughter is thanks enough." The transaction completed, Martha carefully packed the formula into bags, adding a few extra items that Michael had quietly requested. Baby food, diapers, and some other essentials that new mothers always need. As they walked toward the exit together, Michael turned to Sarah. "I want you to know something. What I saw back there wasn't someone who should be embarrassed. I saw a mother who would do anything for her child. That's not shameful. That's heroic." Sarah's tears flowed freely now. "These past months have been the hardest of my life. Lily's father left when he found out I was pregnant, and I lost my job when the company downsized. Some days I wonder if I'm strong enough for this." Michael stopped walking and faced her directly. "Sarah, let me tell you something I've learned in my years of business. Strength isn't measured by what you have. It's measured by what you're willing to sacrifice for what matters most. And what I saw in that store was someone willing to sacrifice everything for her child." He reached into his wallet and pulled out a business card, writing something on the back. "I run a company called Peterson Industries. We own several businesses in town, including this grocery store. I believe in investing in people who show real character. If you're ever ready to get back into the workforce, I'd like to talk with you about a position." Sarah looked at the card, her hands shaking. Peterson Industries was the largest employer in their small city. She had heard they treated their employees well, offered good benefits, and had excellent child care facilities. "I don't understand. Why would you offer me a job? You don't even know my qualifications." Michael smiled again, and this time Sarah noticed something paternal in his expression. "I know the most important qualification. I know you're someone who counts quarters with love, not resentment, someone who puts her child first, always. In my experience, people like that succeed at whatever they do." As they reached the parking lot, Michael helped Sarah load the groceries into her old car. The back seat was already set up with a carefully installed car seat, evidence of Sarah's priorities and preparation despite her financial struggles. "Michael," Sarah said, as he prepared to leave, "I need you to know that this isn't just about the formula or the job offer. For months, I felt invisible, like no one saw me trying so hard. Today you saw me. That means more than you'll ever know." Michael paused, his professional composure giving way to something more personal. "Sarah, I want to tell you something. My mother raised me alone after my father passed away. I watched her count change, work multiple jobs, and sacrifice everything for my future. She never lived to see the success I've been able to achieve, but every day I try to honor her memory by helping others the way I wish someone had helped her." He looked at baby Lily, who had awakened and was looking around with curious eyes. "Your daughter is lucky to have you, and someday when she's grown, she'll understand the depth of love it took to count those quarters." 6 months later, Sarah sat in her office at Peterson Industries, where she had become the coordinator of their new community outreach program. Lily was thriving in the company's child care center, and Sarah had discovered a talent for helping connect local families with resources they needed. Every day, she kept Michael's business card on her desk, not as a reminder of charity received, but as a reminder of dignity restored. She had learned that sometimes the greatest gifts aren't material things, but moments when someone sees your worth when you can barely see it yourself. The quarters she had counted that day were long spent, but the kindness she received had multiplied beyond measure. Now she spent her days helping other families find their footing, understanding that sometimes all people need is someone who believes in their strength when they've forgotten it themselves. In the quiet moments of her busy days, Sarah often thought about the truth Michael had shared. Kindness is just love wearing work clothes, and every day she tried to wear hers well.